Season 17 has brought back a lot of powerful weapons, and it's no secret that 140 rounds per minute hand cannons are some of the most powerful weapons in the game. With the return of Trials of Osiris just around the corner, in this video I wanted to compare the top 3 140 kinetic hand cannons. Here we're going to be comparing the Ostringer and D.F.A to the current ruling king, the Ayers Luna. I'm just going to tell you right off the bat here, in my opinion the Ostringer is the best 140 hand cannon. If that's all you wanted to know and you're not interested in the optimization, breakdowns and comparison, then you can go ahead and exit the video now. With that out of the way, let's go over how you obtain each weapon. The Ayers Luna drops from the Grasp of Avarice dungeon and will require the 30th anniversary pack. The Ostringer will drop from the Derelict Leviathan, and it's also worth noting this can be focused with Umbral engrams. On the Bungie website it does say selected gear and armor is available to free-to-play players, but I don't know whether or not the Ostringer is included. Then we have the D.F.A, which will simply drop from Nightfall Strikes. Moving into the base stats, it is worth noting all 3 of these hand cannons are adaptive frames. As you can see, the Ayers Luna wins in pretty much every single category here. The Ostringer is very close behind, but as you can see the D.F.A is starting to lag behind here, the biggest problem being the magazine size. Having a base magazine of 9 is pretty low, but obviously we can compensate for this later inside of perks and mods. Before we move into the perks, I did just want to cover some unique aspects of each weapon. First of all, the Ayers Luna does actually deal stasis damage and can actually roll with headstone. For PvE content and some stasis builds, this may be a game changer for you and you might want to chase the Ayers Luna. Being that the D.F.A is a Nightfall weapon, it can actually swap between 2 origin traits, Vanguard Vindication and Stunning Recovery. And arguably the biggest game changer here, the Ostringer is actually craftable. This allows you to get enhanced perks, which pretty much blows the other 2 out of the water. As you can imagine, this is a huge grind and will require 5 red borders and loads of materials. A maxed out Ostringer will probably take the cake as the best weapon, but there is obviously the Adept D.F.A. The Adept version of the D.F.A will be able to get Adept mods, meaning Adept range, Adept Icarus grip and Adept stability could be really good here. Moving into the perks, we're going to start with the Ayers Luna. In column 1, Fast Draw and Steady Hand HCS are my favourite sights. Fast Draw will increase your handling by 15, stability by 5 and aim assist by another 5. Then Steady Hand is pretty similar, we've got plus 10 handling, plus 10 stability and plus 5 aim assist. Moving on, we've got the classics here. Ricochet rounds will increase range by 5 and stability by 10, and high caliber rounds will increase your range by 5 while also knocking targets back further. In column 3, Rangefinder is my favourite, but we're spoilt for choice here. We also have Outlaw, Rapid Hit and Perpetual Motion. Finally, in column 4, Moving Target is my personal favourite, but we've also got Kill Clip, Headstone and Snapshot Sights. For the Ostringer, in column 1, Hammer Forged Rifling is great to increase your range by 10. Then Corkscrew Rifling can also be great for an extra 5 range, stability and handling. Again, Ricochet rounds and high caliber rounds are the best bets in column 2. Moving into column 3, I really like Eye of the Storm and Snapshot for PvP, but we also have Triple Tap and Outlaw. In column 4, Opening Shot is my favourite, but we also have Rangefinder and Rampage. Not to mention Frenzy can also be really good here. The origin trait for this weapon allows final blows with this weapon while your super is full to grant a bonus to strength and discipline for a moderate duration. Moving on to the D.F.A, Corkscrew Rifling and Hammer Forged Rifling are great again, but I would also recommend Arrowhead Break. Moving into column 2, we don't have the same choices here, so I'm going to recommend Accurized Rounds for plus 10 range, or Tactical Mag for that increased magazine size, reload speed and plus 5 stability. Moving into column 3, Perpetual Motion is my favourite here, but there's also Outlaw and Triple Tap. Not to mention we've got the new perk Fragile Focus. This allows the weapon to have bonus range until the wielder takes damage. If I'm completely honest, I can't recommend this perk as I haven't tried it out yet, but it sounds like it could be good with something like Opening Shot. Speaking of which, moving into column 4, we are spoilt for choice here. We've got Timed Payload, Rampage, Opening Shot and Vorpal Weapon. If you're looking for a little bit of extra range here, Timed Payload is fantastic as the detonation kind of negates the damage fall off. Otherwise, Opening Shot is my favourite perk here. As for the origin trait, it's pretty obvious here. If you're in a game mode with champions, skins use Stunning Recovery, otherwise Vanguard Vindication. In terms of the masterwork, I'm going to recommend range, but also stability can be really good with the recent flinch changes. In terms of mods, Backup Mag could be really good for the D.F.A, otherwise Counterbalance and Target Adjuster are great mods. Obviously this may differ if you're using Rampage, you might want to use Rampage spec, or you have an Adept D.F.A where you might want to use some Adept mods. Overall, I think the D.F.A is the coolest looking weapon here, and when I brought them all into PvP, I definitely had the most fun with this weapon. With that being said, I don't have a maxed out Ostringer yet, so once I do, I'll probably sway more towards that weapon. Honestly, these are all great weapons and it really comes down to personal preference, but obviously the Ostringer has the edge with those enhanced perks. So let me know what you think to these videos, and is there any other weapons you'd like me to cover? With that being said, thank you so much for watching and goodbye.